Hi, my name is J.S. Cornoyer and welcome to Entrepreneurs at a Crossroads, the series that gives you an inside look on those crucial moments when a small business comes to a fork in the road and its leaders need to make a big decision. Today, we're at Breviro Caviar in Penfield, New Brunswick. It takes 7 years for a small fish like this to be big enough to make caviar. We'll find out how one entrepreneur basically built a business around a product that takes 7 years to produce.
Grab the tail hard.
There you go. So I've never held a fish this big in my life.
You never held a dinosaur probably either.
No.
Breviro Caviar began in 1995 as a federally funded research project when a group of sturgeon was taken from the St. John River for breeding. The operation was privatized in 2000. At that time, Jonathan Barry was working in the corporate world in Toronto, but Jonathan was born and bred in New Brunswick and was looking for a way back home.
So we looked at a number of different businesses, all of which the same themes, is something you could build here but earn your dollars elsewhere.
That opportunity came up in 2010 when the Caviar company went bust.
They went through all the work to get this facility up and running, and it was vastly more costly than anybody thought. It used debt as the instrument of choice, and got too far in and too deep, really.
And by the end, it was too late. We had too much debt to bring in equity in, so.
Yeah.
Jonathan assembled a small partnership and they took over the company in November 2010. But they also acquired all the challenges that the previous owners were unable to overcome.
It still takes a good probably 7 years or 8 years even before you're really caviar ready.
And there were other obstacles to immediate profitability.
Now, how do you tell whether they are male or female? How do you sex them?
That's another challenge in the business, right? So the original owner, he didn't really have the right equipment nor the right capability to figure that out. So kind of the three, I'll call it core challenges for the business.
Yeah.
Were sexing the fish,
yeah,
growing the fish faster and maturing the fish earlier.
Jonathan thought he had the solutions to the problems that had derailed the previous ownership.
We started it thinking that we could put a certain amount of equity in and use the stock that was here and then plan it out over 5 to 7 year period of growth.
But Jonathan and his partners had no idea what they were in for. They had underestimated the cost of their original business plan.
When we got into it, you start realizing that, hey, the business isn't probably big enough to do what we needed to do, and the facilities we had probably weren't large enough to scale it out the way that you thought you needed to scale it out.
Jonathan had barely gotten his feet wet in the caviar business when Breviro came to its crossroads. Somehow he had to expand the operation before he could increase sales. Breviro was at its crossroads.
We know we got a good product and we got a rare product, and so we can price premium, which is where we wanted to be in the market. And then we said, okay, now what do we need for infrastructure? And so we put together a proposal, and we worked with a group up in northern New Brunswick to put together the financing side of it, as well as the infrastructure side, so another location. We're just about through the expansion that'll take us about 5 times the size we are right now. Now they're all geared up, let's head in, we'll taste some caviar and look at the processing. Processing is a nice word for making caviar. It's the stage where the fish would go in and you'd open up the fish and remove the eggs and the caviar and prepare the fish. We sell the sturgeon meat as well, so we would prepare the fish for market.
Jonathan now has a solid 7-year plan to produce 5 tons of caviar and 75 tons of fish every year. That would bring in $5 to $6 million in annual revenue and put Breviro on the path to profitability. What's more, he's hired new staff in a region in need of jobs.
I'm J.S. Cornoyer. See you next time.